Well, one of the things that I'm grateful for during this time is the ability to build up on the relationship that we have with our youth, our mentor relationship. One of the things that I'm also grateful for is the fact that the community came in together and we were able to provide resources that were very necessary during this time for a lot of the families. So I'm grateful for community coming together and just being able to continue to be a mentor to our youth.
Something I'm really thankful for at these times is the way organizations like New Life can really help out families that really need the help, especially if they're struggling financially or any way. And something else I can appreciate is the way I can stay in contact with my mentor and the way he can help me out if I'm struggling, and the way he can support me and my family.
One of the things that's been a struggle lately has been trying to adjust walking with families from the vine, from before the coronavirus to after the coronavirus. But we did not take it as a challenge that was too big. We thought creatively and we continued to persevere. Walking with families now looks like daily phone calls and text messages, emails and FaceTime calls, checking in with them, and they're checking in with us just as much, which is a beautiful thing. Additionally, we're also spending time bringing packages to the families' houses that have activities in them for the kids so they can stay engaged with being creative, academics, and learning.
In the middle of a pandemic, and in the middle of a Black Lives Matter revolution of people seeking a fresh new approach at living in this country. The needs are great. Both there's a passion that has been kindled for seeking new ways, seeking justice. At the same time, there's a pandemic in which many have lost jobs, many have lost their health, and many have lost their life as well. And that is a heavy season for our congregation and for our community.
So I have the incredible privilege of working with young boys in the Illinois Youth Centers, which is our detention centers. And this time has been incredibly difficult for them. They haven't been able to have parent visits, and all volunteer-led programming has stopped. And that is very key to our young people in the system. But what we've been able to do that has never been done before is we've still been able to do our Afro-Cuban drumming circle and our peace circle over the internet. And our peace circle is when our young boys will just kind of gather around in a circle, we'll pick a topic, and every kid will be able to be heard in how they feel about that particular subject. And so we were just blessed to still stay connected with them and still continue to build those relationships.
What gives me hope is watching how the neighborhood has responded to COVID and the challenge of, social distancing, being able to the notion of wearing masks. I've seen the neighbors really start to take things serious, starting wearing masks, using PPE on a regular basis, helping their neighbors out, watching the churches come out, provide meals, watching the outreach teams do home visits, well-being checks on people. Really just seeing the neighborhood step up, in the midst of, of the uncertainty with COVID.
The challenge that I face today is more like I was growing up being a person that needed to take, and I was always asking for help, and I needed help, but now I'm given the opportunity and I'm given the blessing to actually be the ones who help others. And the biggest challenge also here in Little Village is the fact that we don't have too many people out here that tend to give or tend to help others. There's more of us that are out here that need the help and are willing to take the help instead of give the help. So I feel like that's a big challenge for a lot of people out here, including myself in Little Village, knowing that it's time for us to give back instead of always taking.
I believe in mentoring because it's probably one of the most realest relationships you'll ever have. Mentoring means that you're non-judgmental and it's an unconditional relationship. Being in a low-income neighborhood, sometimes your community places a stigma on you, and a lot of my youth, they don't always know how to break that mold. So it's my job to show them that they have opportunities outside of what their community has placed on them. So essentially, being a mentor for me means that I want to do better not only for myself, but for them as well.
Jasmine is my mentor, And our relationship is so valuable because no matter what, I know she'll be there for me. And an example of her doing that is one time I was sick, she brought me food. Like, she didn't have to do that, but she still did. And she helps me with homework and even personal issues, she's still there.
At New Life Centers, our goal is to walk with community, especially young people, across our neighborhoods and really bring them into a community of love where they don't feel like they're alone. And we do this through 5 major areas: mentoring, after-school education, sports, street intervention, and food provision. And so we're excited to be able to walk with our family members, whatever they're facing. We base this on 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 8, where it says, "We loved you so much that we shared with you not only God's good news, the gospel, but our own lives too." And so it's the model of the hope of Christ with life together.
One of the biggest challenges that I see with during this time is the ability to do one-on-one mentoring with our participants. Normally we'd be able to go out, have a meal with them, be in the same space with them, take them out to a movie. Things that we do on a regular basis like that have all kind of taken a back seat right now. And so, having to build a continue a relationship, through like a virtual program like Zoom, Google, it's just not the same. We don't have that kind of personal interaction with our participants, and I think that's probably one of our biggest challenges right now.
In the midst of so much brokenness and chaos in our world right now, I'm so thankful to be part of a community that is building justice that's restorative in our city. There are so many ways to be involved, from prayer to volunteering, and a lot of those are outlined in our website. Right now, we're asking for monthly donors because sustainability is critical to walking with young people for the long haul. Even $10 a month covers the cost of education for a young person in our summer camp here in Little Village. Would you consider becoming a monthly donor and being part of hope in the city of Chicago?
We are not meant to pull ourselves by our own bootstraps. In fact, we are part of a community, a family of faith that is black and brown, Asian, white. We have been invited to be a family. The family of God is multicolor, multilingual, multi-communities coming together into one, working together.